Welcome back. I am here with Katie Carchidi, Education Specialist with the Great Plains Zoo in Sioux Falls, and we are talking about camels today.
Absolutely. So behind us are our two Bactrian camels, Lieutenant Dan and Gariel. They are 7 and 8 years old, and they are the larger of the two camel species. So you can see that they have the two humps on their back. It looks like the letter B on its side. And then dromedary camels are a bit smaller and have one hump, and it looks like a D on its side.
And those are the ones people can typically ride.
You can ride technically both of them. A lot of camels around the world are mostly domesticated, at least in their genetics. And so in different countries they've been brought to. So these guys are originally from Mongolia, but they have actually been imported to Australia because it's a similar climate there.
I guess talk about some fun facts, maybe talk about their humps and kind of what they're used for.
Absolutely. So they can store a little bit of fat in their humps, and so that helps them on longer treks and migrations throughout the desert. My other fun fact about them is that they have incredibly long eyelashes, and that helps keep sand out of their eyes as well. And then if you notice, they might not show them to us today, but they have really flexible lips, and so they will eat pretty much any woody brush product they can find. They'll even eat the bark right off of trees, and so they aren't too picky when it comes to food.
I guess kind of talk about, their climate and kind of maybe some other, fun facts about them that help them kind of survive and things like that.
Absolutely. So this is actually the perfect climate for them here in South Dakota. They have one of the widest temperature ranges of animals in the world. They can be in -40 all the way up to 100 degrees. And that's what it's like in their native habitat, not too far off from here in South Dakota. They are still in their winter coats, but they'll shed those off by the end of May. And they look really goofy for the whole summer until they start to grow it back in September. And their wool is very soft and wispy. It's not as strong as sheep wool.
As far as, how active they are, they're kind of, pretty chill usually. Do they end up, do they run ever or kind of get pretty active out here?
They can, and especially if there are multiple males around, they can get territorial and things like that. But a lot of times they just kind of walk around and mosey. They don't have too many places to go or needs to go. They have a much expanded exhibit in the last year, so they've been using it fully.
I guess talk about what you guys, feed them and kind of some care things for you guys.
We feed them different types of grain. We give them what we call leaf eater biscuits, so it's actually similar to what our primates get. They also get different types of hay, grain, and one of their favorite enrichment items is paper mache. And so they'll ignore the treats that are in it sometimes and just eat the paper mache. Yeah.
Talk about, I guess, where people can find the camels here at the Great Plains Zoo.
Sure. So they are next to our New Guinea singing dogs and our Suffolk sheep right across from the primate building. A lot of times in summer, they are going to be hiding out in their barn. So if you really want to see them, come early in the morning or later in the afternoon when it's a bit cooler.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another Wild Wednesday, and we'll be right back after the break.